The header of your website is extremely important because it's the primary area people use to navigate your site, access specific pages, and find important information. That's why your header should always have clear navigation, a clean layout, strong calls to action. So let me show you how simple it is to modify your header. First of all, depending on the template you started with, your header design may look different. In this example, we have a top row, a bottom row with navigation social media icons, additional header content. But the great thing is that you can completely customize the layout however you want. For example, many websites use a single row header with the logo on one side and navigation on the other. You can easily create that layout using drag and drop. Simply drag elements into position. The blue line indicates exactly where the element will be placed. For example, you can move the navigation next to the logo or align it to the right side of the header. You can also remove elements you don't need. For example, if you don't want a text section or social icons, simply delete them. And just like that, you've created a cleaner and more traditional header layout with a logo, navigation menu, call to action button. Now let's talk about header rows. The header itself is built using rows, and you can add additional rows above or below the main navigation area. For example, you might want to add contact information, social media, links, announcements, promotional text. Simply click the plus icon to add a new row. Inside each row, you can insert different widgets specifically designed for headers. For example, add a cart widget, add a search bar, add social icons, add contact information. Once added, you can style and position these elements however you like. You can also adjust spacing and margins between elements using the drag handles. This works for left-aligned content, center-aligned content, right-aligned content. If you want to remove a row, simply click the delete option. So with just a few clicks, you can create many different types of professional header layouts. Now let's focus on the navigation menu itself, because the menu is the core part of any header. When you select the menu widget and click Edit Menu, you can fully manage your navigation structure. You can add new menu items and choose different link types such as website pages, store products, anchor links, pop-ups, email links, phone links, external URLs. You can also create submenus very easily. For example, these menu items already contain drop-down submenus. To create your own submenu, drag a menu item slightly to the right underneath another item. This automatically nests the item inside a drop-down menu. If you want to remove it from the submenu, simply drag it back to the left. This makes organizing navigation extremely simple. Now let's look at mega menus. Mega menus are a powerful way to create large, advanced drop-down layouts with rich content. For example, let's add a mega menu to the contact menu item. Simply click the plus icon above the menu item and enable the mega menu option. Then click the edit icon to customize it. By default, it loads with a pre-built layout, but you can fully customize it just like any other section in the builder. You can add images, videos, galleries, buttons, product displays, entire blocks, and layouts. Because it's a fully draggable area, you have complete design freedom. Once finished, click Confirm. Now when you preview the page and hover over the menu item, you'll see the fully interactive mega menu appear. This is an excellent way to create modern, professional website navigation. Now let's look at layout and styling options for the entire header. Inside the header settings, you can adjust background colors, spacing, width layout behavior. For example, you can switch between standard layout, full width layout, compact layout, vertical, left side navigation, vertical, right side navigation. This gives you full flexibility over your website design. Another powerful option is placing the header on top of the page content. What does this mean? Instead of sitting above the page, the header overlays directly on top of the hero section or background image. This is commonly used in modern website designs. To make this work properly, enable header on top of content. Make the header background transparent. Adjust text and logo colors for visibility. For example, if your hero section contains a large background image, you can make the header transparent and switch the text to white. This creates a clean and modern overlay effect. Different templates may already use this style by default. Now, let's talk about sticky headers. A sticky header stays visible while the user scrolls down the page. To enable this feature, simply turn on the sticky header option inside the settings. Once enabled, the header will remain visible while scrolling. You can also create a separate compact version specifically for the sticky state. For example, your main header may be large and detailed. Your sticky header may contain only the logo and essential navigation. This helps keep the scrolling experience clean and user-friendly. You can customize the sticky header independently from the main header. Now, while editing pages, you also have the option to collapse the header. This simply hides the header temporarily inside the editor so you have more workspace while designing. It only affects the editor view. The actual website still displays the header normally. Another useful feature is the ability to hide the header or footer on specific pages. For example, if you are building a landing page, a sales funnel, a checkout page, you may not want the standard website navigation to appear. In that case, simply click Hide Header or Hide Footer for that specific page. The header or footer will disappear only on that page while remaining visible everywhere else on the website. And that's it. This is how easy it is to modify your header layout, build navigation menus, create drop-downs and mega menus, add carts and search bars, configure sticky headers, create transparent overlay headers, hide or show headers and footers on specific pages. With these tools, you can build clean, modern, and highly functional navigation systems that help your visitors easily find the information they need.